This is Ubuntu Cinnamon, and recently it received the official flavor status. Cinnamon shares a deep connection with the past of GNOME. It all began with GNOME 2 getting released all the way back in 2002, the same time when Ubuntu installations used to look like this. It was well received and gained enormous popularity, since it sported a familiar user interface, until the release of GNOME 3, which had a very different UI with GNOME Shell, dynamic workspaces, redesigned system settings, and a departure from the traditional GNOME 2 layout. But there was a problem. The extensively revamped user interface proved to be a source of dissatisfaction for a substantial portion of Linux users, including the Linux Mint developers, who just wanted the traditional experience back. Thus came Cinnamon, combining the traditional experience of GNOME 2 along with the modern features. By the way, I recently reviewed Fedora 38, which blew up. Thank you so much for the love and support. I have gone through each and every comment. I also have started creating videos on the production process as you all have requested. In the meantime, let us hit the target of getting 30,000 subscribers and I'll post it as a 30k special video. If you would like to access early, you can support me on Patreon, which goes a long way for supporting the channel and also helping me pay for college, where I am pursuing multimedia to better the quality of my videos. That being said, Linux distros are more like a modular set of components mixed and matched to create the perfect one. If you get these here, you won't get those there. Keeping such a fact in mind, let us spot out the differences between Ubuntu Cinnamon and Linux Mint. Before that, here is a general review of Ubuntu Cinnamon. You get a very similar desktop experience out of the box, packed with Cinnamon 5.6.7 and Linux kernel 6.2.0. The theming out of this flavor hits spot on with Ubuntu's flagship GNOME experience. You get this Ubuntu icons from the Yaru icon pack, and the similar GTK theme and background is like a home to every Ubuntu user, is set by default. The user interface does not have a lot of motion going around here and there, but feels snappier and more streamlined. Apps open up instantly with alternatives like Nemo as the file manager. Talking about the file manager, Ubuntu Cinnamon also provides you with an ample amount of space in the live system mode. I got a free space of 5.2 GB and I have apps like Firefox up and running and a bunch of other apps like OBS Studio installed. But as much as I like the theme, there is a massive problem in the same place. Most of the apps are dark themed, while some would pop out to be light themed out of nowhere, like Firefox in this case, which later changes to the dark theme when I changed the theme from system settings, or their GNOME software app. Well, talking about softwares, I'm amazed by the performance it gives. Might be the GNOME developers have fixed it, or the Ubuntu Cinnamon developers have worked some magic to make the software app as advertised by GNOME. Lesser loading time and better performance. Even though it is faster, doesn't mean that the experience has got any smoother. Kind of a jerky one, but yeah. Software GNOME 44 version. You also get the Synaptic Package Manager, a GUI option to manage your packages. Okay, since it's now an official flavor of Ubuntu, you get Snap installed in place of Flatpak. Firefox, for example, is a Snap application installed. You get the full list of Snap-based apps preloaded from the terminal using the snap list command. I had a particularly interesting incident with Snap-powered Firefox. After changing the theme from the settings page, Firefox won't open up, but when it finally did open, I was surprised to find a change in the theme, which respected the dark theme selected from setting. Anyway, you also get some of the LibreOffice products like Writer, Calc, Draw, Impress and Math. It comes with the latest version of 7.5, while the website states the latest version to be 7.5.3. You get the 7.5.2 version here. You can check the release notes available on the website for the minute differences. Settings app is fragmented inside the application menu, which helps you find what you're looking for faster, but at the same time it may lead to some unnecessary cluttering. I love that it also comes with a dedicated app for pen tabs. You can easily configure your Wacom pen tabs to use on Linux. Helpful especially if you're an artist. The wallpaper or the background shipped with Ubuntu Cinnamon are mostly what GNOME ships. While there are some wallpapers which reflect the Ubuntu Cinnamon theme, you also get the name of the wallpapers rather the albums at the side, which unfold to an array of options or choices for selection. Switching to the settings tabs enables you to set slideshows as the current Background. There is a built-in memory check for Cinnamon available under General Settings. You also get other options for Compositor and a configurable logout or shutdown timer. And not just login or out, every bit of Cinnamon is changeable, like the animations on different parameters at a different rate. I particularly like how the Alt-Tab animations can be changed to something like this, or a plain and simple one. The return to the app screen feels a little bit jerky though. Something you never thought of customizing, like the double click on the title bar or draggable window border width, is made available just in case if you find it difficult to resize the windows. There is an easy fix. Login windows are customizable. You can change the background image, background color, GTK theme, or even the mouse pointer size. There is a limited theming option. You don't get extra options to change how your mouse looks like, but there are a ton of application themes which can help you toggle between light and dark theme or just change the accent color. I love how Ubuntu GNOME has made a dedicated appearance tab to change the colors as required. Would be great if we see that implemented by Ubuntu Cinnamon as an addition of their own, with a dark and light mode option to clear out this page further. Very similar to what Linux Mint has done on their welcome page. Alternatively, Linux Mint developers can implement this into Cinnamon because their theming option immediately requires attention. It is very cluttered. Okay, we have already started comparing Linux Mint and Ubuntu Cinnamon. Application Drawer is problematic on Ubuntu Cinnamon. I noticed every time I try to scroll on the application drawer, it launches an app on which the mouse is currently kept on. And it was magically solved when I was trying to record, so I could not show it to you. Anyway, then I found the same problem with Linux Mint, so it might be something related to a bug on Cinnamon, which got fixed later on its own, but I don't have any idea about that. Hope they fix it. Scrolling a little bit on the side with using the scroll bar solves the problem if it arises. Linux Mint also comes with Flatpak, and Snap is not installed, while it is a vice versa on Ubuntu Cinnamon, so choose your side. Other apps like their software app respects system-wide theming too, which is a version of their own, performs the same as GNOME software on Ubuntu Cinnamon. It rather provides two options for apps on Flatpak or from apt-in search. Flatpak version of certain apps take up a crazy amount of storage, like this version of OBS Studio, while from using apt on Linux Mint, it is listed to be taking around 20 MBs, I mean 21 MBs. I can confirm this info to be true since it says to be of a similar size on Ubuntu Cinnamon, a few MBs more to be honest. Mint also comes with a variety of tools like boot repair apps or apps like Character Map or Warpinator out of the box. There is a difference in Cinnamon versions out of the box, but updating will solve the problem. Linux Mint in such a case exceeds the version number for Ubuntu Cinnamon. Same goes for Linux kernel versions. Now, Linux Mint also comes with a welcome screen which enables you to choose the accent color, the traditional or modern version of the panel layout, and more. Ubuntu Cinnamon, on the other hand, has no such options. Linux Mint and Ubuntu Cinnamon consumes a very similar amount of RAM and CPU usage since they are mostly based on the same core principles. Linux Mint, however, slightly exceeds the RAM usage in this case. That's all for this video. Comment down below if you would like to consider giving Ubuntu Cinnamon a try, or if you're already using it. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.